Porn photographers, what is the most awkward moment you had? What do you feel when you film? How is your job generally? Not photographer here, but cinematographer. When I was at the beginning of my career, I accepted a proposal to work on a hard movie. After the second day of filming, the director approached me and told me, "It's clear you are a good cinematographer. I love how you manage the skin tones and mood. Just one thing. In this industry, it's not only the face that we want lit correctly. It's the nutsack, right? You know, the close-up on the guy's ass and balls that always pops up right as you come? That." I was in AA when I was 19 and I learned that my then sponsor directed porn. Being an ambitious young man, I inquired about any job openings as an actor. He just shook his head and said, "You don't actually want to do porn. It smells bad." Worked in plastic injection molding for years. Had a new guy come inside the employee's door one day. His first, "What's that smell?" "Plastics." Shook his head. "Not for me." I quit. And walked away. I get it. I worked in a machine shop for a few months. I sucked at it and got fired. Good learning experience though. But there were some smells that would have made it difficult for me long term. One of the coolants in the CNC machine smelled really sweet, and after long runs the area around the machine had like this really hard to describe artificial, almost dulce de leche smell. It was like an olfactory uncanny valley. One of my CNC machines at work has spindle lube that smells identical to Chinese takeout General Tso's chicken. It's uncanny, and makes me hungry whenever I top off the tank. I remember there was some sort of small tool lube that smelled just like buttercream frosting, but the cheap kind. Put me off sheet cakes. I don't remember any savory smells, but this was back in the 90s, so no telling what new smells they have brought into the market. My grandfather was a sheet metal worker. I remember him telling me about some coating they had back in the day that smelled like maple syrup, pancakes, and pure alcohol. He said the better it smells in a metal shop, the more deadly it is. I saw a comment somewhere, that described the smell of a porn set as a combination of lube, ass and sadness. Yeah, I remember that comment too. Because of all the enemas and the trash cans in the dressing room. Gross. So in college I helped shoot and edit a couple porn videos for rent money. Definitely amateur, but we had a decent production budget behind it. I'd say no more than 9 people were on the set, so the 2 performers, 2 people on sound, 2 on cameras, the director, choreographer, and myself acting as tech support and gopher. There was a smell, sure, but I didn't notice it much for normal shoots. We were in an apartment with AC and had working showers, so everyone was clean and the area we were in was well ventilated. The worst it ever got was when we were doing a piss scene and the male performer just couldn't get a good stream going, it'd just dribble out. So we'd cut, have him pound a Gatorade, take a vitamin, run water in the background, wait, try again, repeat. We did this 5 times, it took 2.5 hours. In between each take we had about 20 minutes, to reset, get the female performer's hair redone, makeup retouched, and the dribbled dick hard again. We eventually went for a point of view shot, with dribbled dick supplying the audio, and the director supplying the stream from his own hose. But during all this time we're in a cramped bedroom with a woman covered in several loads of cum and piss, with extremely hot studio lights, and 7 other people all moving around and sweating. Porn is great and I had a lot of fun working and chilling with the people who make it, but it's tough and it's definitely not getting paid to have sex. I've worked on only 2 shoots where the performers actually had full-on sex from start to finish. Most of the time it's start and stop, with choreographed positions and angles, lighting issues, sound issues, retakes, bloopers, accidental anal, slips, bathroom breaks, softening erections, and personal drama. Edit. Got a couple people DM me asking the same questions. Rates for performers varies wildly. We were a small independent team, making content for a local adult store and a few online patrons. Our female performers were paid about $700 for full-on vaginal intercourse. Our male performers were paid $350. Anal, BJs, etc. would add extra cost on both ends. Male performers that did gay content would get $500-ish each. Whoever bottom generally got a bump in pay, never more than $100. Blowjobs, handjobs, frottage, etc. generally upped the price. Men get paid less on average, because once they pop they're done. Even if they can get hard again, we can't use them for a new scene because no one wants to see thin watery jizz in their porn. Women on the other hand, hose them down, redo the makeup, throw some clothes on them and you can start shooting a new scene right away. It's not fair, but it's how it works. I got paid about $150 a shoot and $20 an hour for editing. I watched a vlog of a normal, non-porn actor. He said this about love scenes in regular movies: the cozier they look, the more painful they are to shoot. Often shot on location, in small, cozy rooms, crowded with more and more tired people including the two actors, bedclothes getting damper every minute, cuts, endless retakes, forced, unnatural body positions and so on. Basically, the same as porn but without the smell as cum, ass and lube. So it must be true. That's all I needed to hear. Wow. Edit, damn, this blew up. Subscribe to the Dennis Ball Show. Yeah, well, I worked in a sawmill once. It smelled great but I effing hated it. I helped build a cabin entirely out of cedar. We cut down trees on his property to mill. We handcrafted all the railings and trim. Even with a dust mask, at the end of the day we'd blow huge cedar boogers out. I literally do not enjoy the smell of cedar anymore, haha. Then they shot a gangbang scene in the cabin to neutralize the smell. Gangbangs are the new coffee grounds. I keep a gangbang scented air freshener in my car for just this reason. Comments like these is why I browse Reddit. Being an ambitious young man. Nice. Not ambitious enough, or I would dive in nose first. Like a blind man at an orgy, I was going to have to feel my way through. But seriously, kudos to your sponsor for steering you away from that scene. Your life could have been drastically different if he would have hooked you up with a job. Thank God I went back to drinking and smoking crack instead. Lamau, I'm sorry for how things went, but this comment made me laugh. Don't worry, I quit again about 15 years ago. Congrats. But he started up again 14 years ago. He quits once a week. Think about it. I'm sure the actors arrived to the set fresh as F, but after the hot floodlights, the constant movement, and sex itself being a workout and a half, the sweaty pool of bodily fluids going all throughout the area of shooting is probably effed. I could never imagine porn smelling like anything other than perfume, body odor, faint butthole, and Axe body spray. Can someone link the video of the camera operator eating a donut while filming a scene? That was what first came to my mind. Web link. I don't know how I've never seen this. That was effing great. I love the music added to it, lol. The way he took a bite was so much more sensual than the actual effing. I love how his face was like WTF? And then he just goes with it. I love how the woman is also like WTF when the dude takes a bite, laughing out loud, Jesus Christ. Now every time I watch porn and see that face on a girl, I'm just going to imagine that the other actor is eating food. It was that exact moment he fell deeply in love with the caring and thoughtful cameraman. I had to shoot the ugliest couple I have ever seen. Woman looked like a 6-foot ogre and man looked like a tiny Harry Potter with a soul patch. They had zero chemistry and she kept looking at his junk and trying to make this sultry face, but it looked like she was confused and disgusted by it. They also insisted on shooting in the hot tub, but she was the exact same color as the stucco behind it. That last line has me cracking up. Backlight. We need some backlighting in here. Actually, let's just turn all the lights off. It's okay, it's artistic. This really reminds me of Dennis and Dee's Mom is Dead when Bruce Mathis almost made Frank and Dee do the deed. I had to shoot the ugliest couple I have ever seen. Harsh, but probably for the best. I was the model for an act outdoor shoot and was posing on a pretty big boulder. Felt a tickling on my ass, looking there, and there was this lizard just chilling on my butt. Was so surprised I almost jumped off the rock. The photographer was very amused. I also learned that rock climbing naked is a lot of fun. That's not my boulder. Why is it soft? Where's my boulder? Confused lizard noises. That lizard probably. But seriously, I'm glad you had fun and got the shots you needed to. I also want to try naked rock climbing now. Still warm. All good from a lizard POV. Did you at least get a picture of the lizard on your ass? Sadly not. It ran away when it noticed that the new rock was moving. Former porn producer here. I've mentioned stories here on Reddit that were more sad than awkward, and though I didn't run the camera all the time, there was awkwardness abound. During setups, it's common knowledge that the guy needs to either start getting hard or remain hard. In straight porn, the woman will intimately interact with the guy to keep those juices flowing. In gay porn, back in '03, the guys were straight, so they would watch straight porn. Or sometimes just stand there and jack off. On more than one occasion, the guy would be jacking off and causally look at me and say sup while I was working. You can make the argument that he was probably gay, but I was the least attractive man on that set. On a straight porn set, the guy was plowing the woman missionary style in between setups. The woman wanted a blanket from her car, but needed to tell me where the keys to her car were. So while getting F, she was like, "It's in my gym bag. Side pocket." I once opened a dishwasher in a porn studio to get a plate and found the whole top rack filled with dildos. They were used by performers doing live cam sessions. Some guy came up and was like, "There's my favorite," and took a blue dildo from the rack. Devin Davis, the now deceased wife of Jonathan Davis of Korn, was best friends with Jill Kelly back when I worked for her. They did a photo shoot where they were eating each other's pussies, like 5 feet from my desk. Devin kept her wine glass on my desk and kept walking up to me like, "You're getting hard, huh?" I really wasn't and just wanted to work without causing any waves since Jill was my boss. She later got mad because she demanded I picked up dog crap from Jill's dog and I told her no. On a gay porn set, this 5'9" guy who had a massive 12 inches dick was plowing this guy hard. Our set photographer, who was gay, was like, "I took a dick that big once and I got dizzy." Sure enough, the scene stops and the bottom went to stand up and took a second step saying, "Man, I'm a bit dizzy." I guess some of those aren't really awkward, but the most awkward thing on every porn set is the whole crew sitting in silence watching a guy jack off. He announces when he's about to come and the crew, and woman/man, swing into action to get the pop shot. The most awkward thing on every porn set is the whole crew sitting in silence watching a guy jack off. He announces when he's about to come and the crew, and woman/man, swing into action to get the pop shot. This is like that public speaking and suddenly you're naked nightmare, only about 1,000 times worse. Gay porn actors are straight? I mean, I guess I figured a lot of lesbian porn would be straight girls, but straight guys doing it surprises me. Edit, F's sake, I always thought gay for pay was a joke. Now my eyes, just my eyes, have been opened. So on random porn videos, you'll find comments complaining that the actors are obviously straight. And then there are the porn sites that play into that fetish, like Broke Straight Boys. There, you'll find comments complaining that the actors are obviously gay. There's no pleasing some people. The straight category is always misleading in my opinion. Like a video would be titled "with straight virgin" but show an ass gaping wider than a Wii remote. Most porn captions make no sense. If you look at videos with Arab or Middle Eastern in the title, it's full of random Italians or Brazilians. Thought you said Byzantines, and for a second my Venetian ass got excited. To betray them again? Time is in fact a flat circle. And so will Constantinople be once I'm done with IT. No more half measures. I have a mate that does gay porn. He's as straight as they come and has a really hot girlfriend. He started doing the OnlyFans thing and got really popular, which led him into actual porn. I briefly watched one of his videos and couldn't believe how hardcore it was. I'm talking getting violently bummed while sucking off another dude. They kept spitting in each other's mouths, which I found to be the worst part of it. Straight as they come just doesn't seem like the most accurate statement, unless that they is referring to guys who get spit roasted by other guys. Obviously, if you accidentally walked into that room, you'd think, why nothing going on here but a couple of straight dudes sucking and effing each other. $20 is $20. How much were rates again? Edit. I don't need to look at my most upvoted comments to know this one blows them all away, and it's about gay porn. I even got an award. WTF. Correct. Gay porn pays much better. I had a good friend who went to film school and ended up in LA trying to make it. He wasn't getting a lot of work, but through some connections he had met at a party, he was offered a gig as a camera person on a porn shoot. He did it for a few years, as discreetly as possible. Apparently it's an open secret that many camera persons and even directors early on in their careers will do some moonlighting shooting porn. James Cameron began his career shooting porn. Edit. I did a little research on this and can't find a damn thing to back this up. Could be just an unfounded rumor. We had a really long discussion about it once, and these are the big things I remember. 1. The job can be really boring from a creative perspective. Most production companies were very rigid with the shots they wanted, and it didn't leave much room for artistic license. Keep in mind this was like 15 years ago, things may have changed. 2. The worst part, by far, was the smell. Anyone that's ever shot a film indoors knows one of your greatest enemies is the massive heat generated by the lights and equipment. Imagine two people going at it for hours in a room that's getting steadily hotter. Add an anal and all bets are off. 3. Drugs everywhere. Lots of male performers use some kind of Viagra coupled with other crap to desensitize their penis. Coke is rampant among female performers. The more professional production companies usually ran a tight ship with regards to drugs, but most of the amateur ones, lol, it was anything goes. 4. A surprising number of cream pie shots are faked. Apparently it's harder for a male performer to come from vaginal stimulation than from just jacking off. Remember, lots of Viagra and hours of desensitized penis, plus other drugs. So, when a cream pie needs to happen and the male performer can't do it, they use a special liquid that looks like cum and squirt it up into the vagina. Then they have the guy stick his penis in, and after a few thrusts it looks like he came. He said you can usually tell because there's a telltale transition cut right before the cream pie shot. It's also why when there's an actual legit cream pie, the male performer will pull out and squirt a little bit to prove it was a legit cream pie. 5. Everyone is surprisingly normal. They're just people doing a job for the most part. The industry has some buttholes and creeps, but in the mid to high tiers of the industry, people treat it like any other professional job. It's also why when there's an actual legit cream pie, the male performer will pull out and squirt a little bit to prove it was a legit cream pie. Yesterday I learned how to understand the different qualities of leather and tricks of the industry to sell more leather products. Genuine leather is actually a common label for low quality grain, when compared to top grain leather, which bears more characteristics of the leather and has a tighter grain to let less crap in. Today I learned why there's a little pull-out cum squirt in porn and why that's a sign of quality. Reddit really is like a weird Wikipedia randomizer in both topic and author. I love it when you get combos like this. Edit. Bring out the guru Tanners to trash this. I found it interesting. Web link. From what I understand, the guys usually only get paid their full wage if they bust a nut on camera, which is why pulling out and coming all over the place is more common in videos. I've heard of selling one of your kidneys to buy a Titan X, but damn, to sell one's nut, they'd better be paying top dollar for it. The industry has some buttholes in the porn industry? Huh, who'd have thunk it? But in porn, they're bleached buttholes. A lot of bleached t-shirts too, apparently. Add an anal and all bets are off has to be the greatest line of this thread. So relatable. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.